Breakfast is Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk with Matthew Dixon.
See, what they could do, Matthew, is do a hologram show, couldn't they?
Reanimate them.
Reanimate
yeah, that's
them.
a great idea.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Jackson, they've got a concert going for him later this year. They can do Whitney Houston.
Yep.
You telling me I can get a cat door operated on an app? What's this thing you've sent me?
Oh, well, it's quite incredible the amount of money and time and effort we put into our pets.
And why do we worry about that?
Well, I have to ask some dedicated pet owners, I suppose. I'm talking about the technology, not the psychology. But essentially, you've got the ability now for a range of different doors, small doors, large doors, all the rest of it, and they're triggered by the microchip that you've got in your cat or your dog. So you don't...
Well, I've got a microchip in my cat and my dog, so I've got to register it, right?
Correct.
So it works off that.
It works off that. So
That's requiring I have a registered microchipped cat or dog.
well, correct, because it is kind of the law nowadays to have your cat or dog microchip. So
Law.
assuming that you're a lawful citizen
Okay.
and you want to be able to let your cat or dog in or out in the mornings and you don't want to get out of bed to do it all, then you can set up your door, your cat door, your dog door, pet door, let's call it, to automatically recognise it's your animal. Oh, I know that microchip. I'll let this door open. Away it goes. It opens. There are elevator-style doors that will open up side to side. There are shutter doors that will open up from the top. Or there are flaps, the old-fashioned pet flap, except it will stay locked all the time. So you don't get stray dogs and animals coming in. You don't get stray people coming in. That's right. And it will only open up when it recognises your dog or your cat's microchip and then says, oh, I know this particular animal, and away it goes. And of course, you then receive a notification on your app to say, your dog feline has gone out and run around and it's just come back in now. So you actually get the notifications on your smartphone, but it gets better. You can then schedule time. So I'd like my dog to stay indoors overnight. So I'll let the pet flap open from the outside at all hours in case the dog or cat gets out. But from the inside, it will only open between the hours of say 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. So if they try to go out after 9 p.m., the flap is locked. If they go out during normal hours, the flap opens up because it recognises the microchip, and this particular animal is allowed to go out or in. So
this is fantasy land.
it does seem like it, but it's big industry. $260 billion across the world is spent on our pets.
Yes, it is.
Of that, $10 billion is just on the pet tech industry. So you can imagine a lot of money spent on food and toys and trinkets and cat bowls, etc. But on the pet tech industry, there is an industry.
An industry of pet tech?
A pet tech industry.
Is this the only thing, or is there more?
Oh, there are lots of things that are technology related. So, for example, if you want to have your animals fed during the day, but you don't want to leave a pile of food because they might put a bit of weight on, their BMI might go up to be a little bit too high,
Right.
You can have it so that it triggers on either you using your smartphone or certain activations from your dog, a bark from the dog, and food will come out, a smart feeder they're called. So you've got that, and then I know you're going to love this one, Richard. if you're too busy at work and you're at work all day but you want to have your pets play with, you can have a video cam set up so that you can interact with your animal while you're at work on your smartphone. You can talk to it, you can hear the dog barking, so it's a two-way conversation, and the video unit itself is mounted down very low to the ground, so you can have that conversation with your pet at that level, but you can actually have a video call with your animal.
I'm speechless. Which is rare.
Very rare.
The text for your pets.
You can, well, you haven't got text messages yet, but you can have video calls, so you can do that. You've also got the ability for a little doggy cam. So you hang a little camera around its neck and off it goes exploring the neighbourhood.
Like a dash cam.
Like a dash cam, and you say, I wonder where little Ralphie's been out to today. And so you take the SD card out of it. And you put it in your computer and you can watch where your dog or cat's been running around.
Let's hope he hasn't mated during the day. Because that could be R-rated.
I don't think about it. Stop.
Yeah. So this just goes on and on. Who demands this, or do these companies put it together because they think they should or could?
Well, as with so many things in technology, and you weren't...
They just do it.
Well, it's tough for me to admit this one, but sometimes they create stuff that people don't know they want until they see it.
Oh, I see.
So sometimes there's not a need for it as such, but when someone creates something and you go, gee, that looks pretty cool, it suddenly creates this need for it, even though there wasn't really a need. So some things in technology are created because someone's trying to make some money.
Let's go back to the door thing.
Yep.
Can I use it on a conventional door?
So there are different models. There are ones you can just basically drill a hole, a large
Like you
hole.
can pick up a doggy door at Bunnings.
Yeah, you can pick up a doggy door that's just got the
I get the
normal
little
flap on it.
hacksaw out, and you know.
Exactly right. And they're the same in terms of the concept. You just cut a hole in, except they're controlled electronically, controlled via your smartphone or controlled via the microchip,
What about
as we
what do
said.
you got to put in the door? Gadgets.
Yeah, so the unit itself that it's also the traditional flap that you've kind of thinking about there, you said Bunnings, it's like that, but a little bit bigger because it's got some technology built into it, some locking mechanisms, some ability to communicate with your Wi-Fi throughout your house. And you can go to that level, but you can go all the way to the level where you replace an entire door. So for bigger
So you
dogs,
replace the door.
there are ones where you can replace the entire
So if
door.
I've got a Great Dane.
If you've got a Great Dane and you will need a larger flap there, but it's not a flap. These ones are the ones that are like an elevator that it slides out or it
Does it go
shutters down.
ding when
They don't make a funny noise like that. I mean, the biggest concern with all of these is that you don't want people getting in as well.
That's true.
So when you replace the entire door, it actually comes standard with video cams on the outside and
So you
inside.
can buy a one we prepared earlier door.
Exactly right, yeah, and they're not cheap. They're about $3,000 for
Oh,
one.
well,
that-
you get out of here.
Yeah, that's right. So if the
Go to
video
Doors
cam
Plus and you don't cost that much.
if you've got the video cam on either side, essentially then every time it's activated, you've got a little bit of video footage that's sent to the cloud. So if someone does manage to get in, sneak in behind your dog, for example, you've got a bit of footage of Richard crawling in through the hole there and getting into your house.
Yeah, no, I think I'll stick to the door that it is now. You,
Yeah,
made all
you
this
could
up.
do the old-fashioned thing, you just open the door, let the dog out.
No, you've made all this up. Yes, that's just ridiculous. I like the doggy cam. I think that'd be interesting
Very
to
interesting.
see what your dog's been up to during the day.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
And then do you end up punishing it at the end of the day?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that either.
Breakfast is Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk, Tech Talk with Matthew Dixon.